Just don't be a dick.
Don't be a dick.
It's just the rule of life. Like, do whatever you like, just don't be a dick.
Yeah, it's fair. With that, we should probably start.
Yeah.
Actual
Podcast.
podcast.
So, should we do names?
I am Gerald.
Batman.
Gerald Batman.
I am Batman.
I'm Bruce Wayne, so I'm actually Batman. You're just Commissioner Gordon in a giant suit.
Mecha Blue Batman.
Who would you be though? Like, out of everybody
Superman.
in the
Which mean everybody.
comic book world? Like,
Which comic book?
with the comic. Well, okay. Fuck it. Can't be asked. It was supposed to be a simple question. Broken.
What happened?
In DC, I would be.
What if the two could cross over then? Like, because.
Like that comic in the 90s.
Jesus.
Did you ever read that comic? The DC
Versus Marvel.
versus Marvel crossover thing?
Where it's just Avengers versus Justice League.
Pretty much. But like,
But like,
people had
no
to-
one
people-
loses or wins because.
Yeah, because they don't want to piss over or not. But apparently people voted on the outcome of the matchups.
Really?
Yeah.
That just sounds like.
They don't, like, those things don't get resolved though. They'd never get resolved. I've seen so many arguments, like, who would win, like, between such and such and such and such. It's like, you know.
There's always going to be an answer.
But
between
that
who
answer
would
is
win.
Superman.
But like so it's like they were doing.
No.
Someone was arguing who would win between Wolverine and Batman.
Wolverine. Wolverine has powers.
But like no, there's like the
My
fans,
favourite's the one where
fans
people
of
say-
Batman, like would not let Bat. They were like, oh yeah, but he's got all these gadgets and stuff, and like, and then people were like,
Healing
fans-
factor.
Sorry.
Healing factor. Claws.
Yeah, like people were like, I don't know. Like I was just watching this argument. It was rumbling on and on and on and on and on. There was no answer because people just kept countering other people's answers. And
There's never any answer when one of the people in the matchup is Batman.
Well,
Because
I
everyone's
was asked. I had a conversation of this once with someone about Iron Man versus Batman because they're basically the same person,
pretty much.
like under the suit.
yeah,
And I was
totally
like,
agree.
well, Iron Man would win against Batman, but Bruce Wayne would win against Tony Stark.
Say that again?
Iron Man would win against Batman, but Bruce Wayne would win against Tony Stark.
why?
Because
Why
Bruce
Bruce-
Wayne knows shit. Like, he's trained in I don't know how many styles of fighting.
Yeah, but Tony
But
Stark
Tony
could
Stark's
build a weapon to kill him before he can get there.
But then he's not. Then he's Iron Man.
No, like build a weapon. He could, like Tony Stark before he was Iron Man was a weapons manufacturer, wasn't he? So
I guess.
he would just could have just invent.
But I'm just saying, like, you just a man.
Oh, they would just meet in the street, start fighting.
Yeah. Then Bruce Wayne.
I mean,
Like,
they're gonna pub,
beats the
but
shit out
like
of him.
someone spills the other one's pint. It's like, oh, it's probably a fancy cocktail place now, you know, like billionaires party kind of thing. They start brawling.
Fists.
Yeah, but not Superman. Iron Man puts his suit on. Then he's Iron Man. Batman puts his suit on. He's still Bruce Wayne, just wearing a cloth suit.
And the gadgets.
Yeah,
Utility belt.
but
Grappler.
God, so crap.
Yeah, I'm with you with that though. I reckon like if it was,
But Iron Man would beat Batman.
yeah, oh yeah, gotcha.
Nah.
Yeah, you would, because Batman has the handicap of not wanting to kill anyone. So
Yeah, well,
Iron Man wouldn't exactly not die.
is that a thing in Marvel where superheroes don't want to kill people?
I don't like it, but I don't think
It's mostly avoided. Yeah, right.
Well, not in the movies. It's not.
well, isn't like Captain America the only
depends.
one that's really like dead
Yeah,
against
well,
it?
he's more
Yeah.
all about the civilian. He's the protector. But he tries not to kill because because of his powers, like his memory is basically eidetic. So
Oh, you tell me about that. Like he remembers every.
He remembers every person he has killed, like in the war or whatever, and he remembers every soldier that's died that he's ever known, which was a lot in the war, in any of the wars he's been in.
See, like out of all the people though,
And there's a story where he's in the Gulf War, and he just like falls apart because he's like seen too many people dying. And the story itself actually follows a soldier, and Captain America keeps.
Is it a Winter Soldier?
Just a regular American
Summer Soldier.
army soldier.
I was really quite.
And he's still out like doing the life of the soldier kind of thing in the Gulf War. And he keeps talking about Captain America, and he's like, "Oh, I've met him once." And then when he's like, they're like on patrol, and Captain America comes along and helps out the unit, and Captain America doesn't acknowledge him. He's like, "But I have met him," and everyone that doesn't believe him. And then at the end of it, he's like, Captain America's like, "Yeah, we have met, but on the same mission, like a bunch of your unit died. I still remember the deaths like it was a minute ago."
Yeah.
And then he like falls apart because too much.
I mean, out of all the people though in the comic books, like say Marvel, say technical, like the person that seems to have the most fun is Tony Stark. Like his life seems to be fun. Like
Yeah.
like all the other ones seem to have problems, and he's the one. I mean, he's an alcoholic. That's his problem, isn't it? Because Marvel I think I read somewhere that Marvel really liked created. They create all their heroes with human flaws.
Yeah, and he has got some like
relatable.
personal demons.
Yeah.
Like,
Daddy issues probably.
yeah, well, yeah.
Yeah.
He has well, they all get resolved.
But yeah, I mean, like out of all of them, yeah, he's just like, you know, parties too much, drinks too much, fucks too much.
Well, that's what he used to be like.
But yeah, I mean,
The most stuff about him in the comics in recent years, is
see,
he just keeps making really bad
like
judgment calls.
I guess we're talking different things. I don't know all the different stories, but I mean, like out of what I remember, because my knowledge of it is basically the films and the '90s cartoons. That's what I used to watch.
All the films are loosely based off the comics.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, like obviously
relevant.
where they've reached to in the storylines is they're only sort of starting to splinter and starting to kind of cause problems with each other. But I mean, like obviously all the cartoons that I used to watch, I think they were loosely based off the comics as well, but they were just one-offs here and there. Well, they're not one-offs, but like there wasn't that sort of massive story arc over the top of everything because it was a cartoon for kids.
Yeah, like pacing. Like you watch one of those old Spider-Man cartoons now.
Yeah,
The pacing of the show's like, what is going on? Because it's too fast. It's like,
Tell you what really holds
I used to
up
love them.
is the Batman cartoon, the animated series.
Anything to do with Batman, people just will.
I'm trying to steer the conversation
Never heard of them.
towards the Suicide Squad.
Yeah,
oh yeah, talking of Civil War.
yeah.
Yeah, Martin Freeman.
Yeah, Martin Freeman
Just found out.
just found out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's it.
I don't really know who. I don't know anyone in
Well,
the Civil War story, so I don't know who's.
I had a quick look earlier.
Pretty much everyone is in Civil War.
Yeah. I had a quick recap earlier of who's in Civil War. Like, major players. And I don't know how they're going to get all these people... Like, this is the thing, again, about... Most of their stories for the movies have been loosely based off of some stories in the comics, but nothing that big. I mean, probably the Infinity Gauntlet story is the biggest thing they've done. And they've been pacing that as a parallel narrative throughout the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe since probably Thor, the first Thor movie. No, which was first, Thor 1 or Captain America, the first Avenger? I think Thor was first.
Thor was, yeah.
Yeah, so it started from there because the Tesseract.
Maybe like Bilbo's just going to use his ring, and I wonder who they're going to get to play Gandalf. That's what I want to know.
Well, they can't have
The Eagles.
They'll come in that. That'll be the end of the film. Just come in of eagles everywhere.
Wolverine just shreds them up.
Well, Wolverine
Can
gets
we get the
picked
license for
somewhere.
you? Don't ask.
I'm not supposed to be in this.
Well, saying that, like, they've got the license for Spider-Man, but no one knows. Nothing's been said if Spider-Man's even going to be in Civil War. Like,
Well,
nothing's
that was the
even
whole
been.
point, though.
I know, but that it should be, but nothing's been hinted towards it. All we know is that it's going to be Miles Morales as their Spider-Man. He's going to be a high school kid.
I think that's a mistake.
But, like, the story of Civil War is Iron Man convinces Spider-Man to reveal his secret identity to the world. But
Which
how's
not
that
gonna
going to
make
be
any
possible
sense
if
to
they haven't introduced
Miles.
him into the world? I mean, they also said that they're not going to do an origin story for Spider-Man because it's been done
Yeah.
too many times. Like, they didn't bother with...
Why do they make
The
it?
Hulk.
Why do they make it Miles Morales then? Because, like, for me, like as a
Because
kind
Peter
of,
Parker's been done too much.
yeah,
And they want to try and steer away from, like, not step on so many toes that Sony have.
yeah, I guess,
have a lot of
I
toes.
guess. But I mean, as a sort of a viewer that doesn't know, like, I've never heard of him before. You guys talked about him, obviously, recently.
Yeah, I don't know too
Like-
much about him, but
Like, it's
I
going to
know
be
of him.
like, you know,
He's just
reveal
another
your
person.
secret identity to the world. Like, I'm Miles Morales, and I was like, who?
yeah.
Like,
Well, that's
That's-
also
that's not
what I'm trying to say,
Spider-Man.
like, if he's in Civil War, no one knows who he is, and he's not been referenced anywhere as well
yeah,
in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
it's
So
going
it's
to
just
be strange, I guess. Like,
so are they going to use him in Civil War or not? And who's Martin Freeman going to play? Because most of the, no,
Hobbit Spider-Man.
he can't play a teenage kid. If that's-
Watch him.
That's the story.
Watch him. He will play a teenage kid.
I mean,
A weirdly English teenage kid.
like, the people that are definitely going to be in it is, well, we know Iron Man and Captain America, obviously, because it's them two facing off. The stuff with Wolverine's not going to be in it because they won't get those rights.
Maybe turn him into something else, like
Falcon's in it a bit.
Tasmanian Devil. Same thing, just with a different name.
Just a 2D cartoon.
Yeah, Taz, just like
Recoloured.
spinning around.
Different vector graphics.
I'd watch that.
So Wolverine won't be in it. Falcon is got to be in it. He's in the story a bit, in the comic a bit, and
What about Winter Soldier?
they've got him. Well, he's not in the story. Not that I remember.
Unless they've upped his contract. Chris Evans is going to die at some point soon.
Well, I don't know if he's going to die or. Well, I don't know what's going to happen, but yeah. But he's also said that he's open to, like, talks about a new contract.
Because doesn't
And they
the
have
other
kind of
guy...
set up the new Avengers group as well at the end of the new Avengers movie.
Spoilers.
Spoilers.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
a bit of a letdown for me. Like, that really anticlimactic sort of like, oh, here's all these new people you don't give a shit about.
Vision's pretty important.
Spoilers.
And the Vision's going to continue to be important because he has one of the Infinity Stones
Yeah.
as part of him.
Is that already established in the comics, or is
Yeah.
that something in the movie different?
As well, again, like, I don't know a lot about Vision, but from what I do know, that's a thing. But I don't know if the Infinity Stone like get replaced. Actually, no, it's not. Well, it depends where in the comics they're going to draw from as well, because in the current universe of where the comics are, none of the Infinity Stones exist anymore except for the Time Stone, which,
Have we seen Time Stone in the movies?
no, I don't think so. Unless that's how they get rid of Captain America in the movie.
Send him back.
Because he breaks the Time Stone, but it doesn't break, it just gets lost in time. And then, now and then, it just pulls him through time and it just becomes a bit Deus Ex Machina.
Okay.
It's like, oh, we've run out of things to do. Okay.
Put him through time.
Yeah, going
What are
back
you
to
doing
like
this time?
who Martin Freeman is going to be. Like, I have no idea.
Captain
Like,
Britain.
maybe Namor, to be honest.
Captain Britain.
No.
He's got to be something British. I don't want him to limp through
Is there a
the
Captain Britain?
in America.
Is there really? Is there a captain for every country? Captain Uzbekistan.
Well, as you saw at
Free comic book
Free
day.
Comic Book Day, Captain
I
Canuck,
know Captain Canuck's a
the
thing.
Canadian
but
thing.
Like,
which is relatively new to me. Like, but I never followed. I mean, Captain Britain was actually quite popular, and it's like there's a resurgence in that character. Yeah, but it's nothing I'm interested in.
but when you're like, what's the story for them? Are they all super soldiers?
I don't actually know. I assume so. I'm pretty sure it's a copy paste backstory.
Like, this experiment only worked once in every country.
In every country.
Once somewhere along the lines.
What's wrong with your computer, man?
So yeah, Suicide Squad.
Suicide Squad. Right. As non-DC fans, did you know who any of those people were, other than like?
I do. I know Deadshot and Deathstroke.
Deathstroke, who's not in the picture.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if has that been announced that he's going to be in it.
He's in the IMDb page.
Right.
He's listed in as part
With an
of the
actor.
movie. Yes.
Okay. Interesting. Well, we've seen the Joker, but he wasn't in the Suicide Squad picture
Yeah,
as well.
I
That
think
wasn't
it's
him.
because he's the bad guy.
Yeah.
And also, you know who else is listed that's in the movie?
Batman.
Yeah.
Really?
Ben Affleck.
There's been some. He's been spotted on set.
Spotted, like he was hiding.
Yeah. No,
His back got
he was
costume,
literally.
like-
He wasn't.
Where's Wally?
Where's Ben?
You can
Where's
see.
Bass?
He's got like a.
Where is he?
He's got like his hood up and stuff over his face, covering him like this. But then under his jacket, you can see the bat suit on his legs.
He's got his
He's like
cape
walking
over
around
him.
like this.
He's like hiding his
Pretty
face.
much.
Where's Ben?
Also, people are saying that he might, the Joker might have a cameo in Batman vs Superman in like a flashback.
Well, it would be a good setup because Suicide Squad is the film after. It comes out same year, doesn't it? It comes out next year.
Yeah.
Is it related to the other ones?
Yes. Yeah. The movies are all in the same universe,
DC
but the
cinematic
TV
universe
stuff is separate, and the TV stuff, some of it is separate from each other.
Which is
Like Gotham.
One ring.
I'm only just like I'm only just getting into it, like the DC stuff, mainly through the TV show.
I mean, they haven't really done as many DC films, have they? Not in the same way.
I haven't seen it.
I mean, I've not seen Man of Steel.
I saw the Batman trilogy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
I mean, Batman,
really
what
good.
they're going to do to...
Well, Christian Bale's from Dorset, so
Got some loyalty there, you know.
yeah.
Gotta go see the films, because, yeah. I'm
Cool
from Stratford.
film.
I don't think I've got to go see every single Shakespeare play ever written because, you know, oh man. Okay.
Is that where Shakespeare's from?
Yeah.
Really?
Can you like?
Is that
go
where
see
the-
his house and shit?
Yeah, all that. That's like
Road
Stratford
trip.
is a tourist
Is that
town for
where his-
Shakespeare.
Road trip.
He's buried his
What's it called?
birthplace.
The theatre.
Globe Theatre.
No.
That's in London.
That's what I thought it was. So I thought Shakespeare was from London.
No.
Very
He was born in Stratford, and he wrote a few plays in London when he was
Sold
popular,
out.
basically. Yeah. I mean, well, everyone does. That was where everything
Made
was.
t-shirts and just sold them in the back of his wagon. So yeah, I
mean, I don't know many of the
DC.
people in the Suicide Squad. I mean, for me, like, obviously, I've not really heard anything about it or read anything about it, and it's like, I think it's going to be one of those things where they might lose a few people. The film is going to have to be really good.
From that photo, like I'm still trying to get it into my head Will Smith playing Deadshot, but that's probably because I only know the Deadshot from the Arrow TV show,
See,
who's like completely different.
yeah.
And some of the costumes I saw as well were really off-putting to me for some reason. I don't know, there's a tone about that photo that just didn't sit right with me. I think it's just because I don't know enough about it.
No, I only know the.
They seem like
the
really
villains.
dark and...
I already know the villains from the Arkham series, the games. Like,
Yeah.
you count. I already know them from that.
I've got two of them.
Like,
Sitting in Arkham Asylum. So.
but I think it's one of those things. It's going to have to be, not to lose the audience.
Lex Luthor's
It's
in
going to
it,
have to be a really, really good film. Like, you got to try and introduce a lot of people I mean, that's probably why they've got like Batman, they've got Joker, obviously, got Harley Quinn.
Yeah,
so
I don't think that's
those kind of people are going to be able to pull the people who know a little bit about it in.
Well, yeah, the main person that everyone knows, who is centre photo, Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's not a very traditional look for her character, but in like the newest run of comics, that's kind of what she looks like.
Yeah. Well, you see, there's a picture of Will Smith with
With his helmet,
on.
Yeah.
And that just looks even more odd.
Oh, that's awesome.
Killer Croc, don't have a clue who that is.
Right, okay.
Killer Croc.
I will go through the ones
But
that
I love the actor.
Yeah.
Well, he's not dying.
So,
I don't think he plays.
that guy, I've no idea who he is.
That's Craig Charles.
We'll do like
He
a
was in
spot
Red
shot.
Dwarf.
We'll get the...
Oh yeah, Red Dwarf is getting 2 new seasons.
Yes.
Like,
Actually.
yeah, they
On
announced.
Dave.
Well, the last season and the special were on Dave.
That
Yeah,
could be.
And the last season was okay.
Special was awful.
That was
I've never
terrible.
finished the last season.
Anyway,
Didn't buy it.
So
Anyway.
Craig Charles.
Yeah, we'll put the picture up on the screen, hopefully. So, on the left, don't know who that is. I do have a list of their names, but just me as a DC fan, I don't know who that is. This guy is Captain Boomerang, who you should know from the TV stuff. Yeah, Captain Boomerang.
Captain Boomerang.
He's wearing a tracksuit.
Yeah, I don't. There's
Well-
duct tape on his boot as well. Like,
Well, yeah, they're all looking
yeah.
like DIY.
So, okay, don't know who the first guy is. This guy is a Flash villain.
Is it Fortunes?
That's Enchantress.
Enchantress.
I think she's mainly a Superman villain. One of Superman's weaknesses is magic.
Magic, yeah. I saw that episode of Smallville.
Yes. The woman on the floor is Katana.
I think she looks awesome.
She's in Arrow, but she hasn't become her yet.
Oh, is she currently in Arrow?
Yeah.
Is she? No, she can't be. Oh, I don't know their names. Sayo?
I don't know. The mother of the kid in the past.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. She has a katana.
Yeah.
And she's running around attacking people with guns with a katana.
Yeah. So she's a Batman villain, I think. This guy is Rick Flag. I have no
Oh, is she
idea
Batman?
who that is.
Ric Flair, Nature Boy.
Wait, Katana's Batman.
She's a Batman. She's in
She's so
Batman
wrapped up
universe.
in the Arrow.
Everything.
stories.
All the villains pretty much in Arrow are all Batman villains.
Oh, I thought that was actually like she was an Arrow canonical character.
No.
Like the way that they've written her and the guy, her husband, who's in the League. Well, that makes sense. The League,
Well, all the League stuff, that's all Batman.
but it's all like
Deadshot.
all the Queens. God, is it?
Deadshot is Batman.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Killer Croc is a Batman villain. He lives in like the sewers of Gotham and stuff. Harley Quinn's obviously Batman. And don't know who that guy is.
That is.
I thought it might be.
Statham.
I thought it might be Victor Zaz, but it's
Who's
not.
that? The guy on the end?
The guy on the end.
That's the most tattooed
with
man in the
the,
world, isn't it?
I think his name's like Diablo or
Skull.
something. Right, so
Go on IMDb. You can.
here we go. I've got a
Oh,
thing.
El Diablo.
So the guy on the left
He looks different in the games.
is a guy called
Diablo.
yeah. The guy on the end, the first guy on the end, was a guy called Slipknot, and this is what he looks like in the comics. Apparently, hand here.
Yeah.
Right.
To me,
To you? Here.
He's a Firestorm villain, apparently.
Firestorm. Wait,
So the guy who can
a
set
Firestorm villain.
Yeah.
Is Firestorm his own character in his own universe?
They,
Oh, what?
They didn't invent him for.
I thought he was like part of the Flash universe.
He's part of the DC. DC is all
Because-
interconnected.
Wait, did that thing happen in the comics? The explosion that gave everyone
No,
powers.
I think it was just.
That's in the TV show.
I think that was just their way of bringing superpowers into that universe.
Okay. So that was just a catalyst.
Yeah, like the Smallville thing when Clark Kent's ship crash lands on Earth. There's also a meteor shower of kryptonite.
Oh, everywhere.
Yeah. But yeah, Slipknot, never heard of him. Enchantress, Superman, Supergirl, Katana,
She looks dope.
Batman, and Black Canary.
You would think that's Japanese.
Yeah, I'm a weeaboo. Fuck my culture. I'll talk first.
Black Canary is more closely tied with Green Arrow, but she's sort of between the Batman and Green Arrow.
Well, she's got to belong to one. She came from one.
She's her own character as far as I know. Like she's got her own stuff.
But she would have been introduced through something else.
Let's look at.
I guess they would Arrow would have been introduced through Batman, because you got like the original comics, which would be what, Superman, Batman,
well, Action Comics, Detective
Wonder
Comics.
Woman. Yeah, I don't know. Like Marvel, at the beginning, you would have had X-Men, Fantastic Four, Captain America, Spider-Man, Thor. First appearance.
First appearance. Oh, Flash.
Flash. She's a Flash
That's weird.
character. Ah.
1947. First appears in Flash Comics as a supporting character in Johnny Thunder feature.
Johnny Thunder.
Is that a porn star in DC Universe? Johnny Thunder. Sounds like
Not Johnny Storm from Fantastic Four, also
No.
known as Human Torch. But DC have a character called Johnny Thunder.
Johnny Thunder. Let's look up Johnny Thunder.
Yeah. Also look up the date, because if it's
Johnny Thunder.
after the 40s,
1940. First appearance.
actually that might be before Johnny Storm.
Storm.
It'll be Human Torch.
Human Torch. 1961.
Yeah.
Created by Jack Lee and Stan. Jack Lee. Stan Lee and Jack
Jack Lee
Kirby.
and Stan Kirby.
I give up. Oh,
So I have to do a montage for you.
So Rick Flag, I don't know anything about him, and the guy doesn't have a thing on this list, so let's look him up.
Shazam's still a 15-year-old boy.
Shazam Wizard.
Is he a 15-year-old kid? Or something?
he was when he came out on this, that's all I know.
He just shouts Shazam and turns into some random bloke.
See, this is all screwed up because really he's Captain Marvel.
Well, he's not.
He is,
No.
but okay, Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel is one of the Avengers who leads the Avengers alongside
Marvel
Captain
Comics.
America. And actually, in a lot of cases, is above Captain America.
First
And
appearance
there's a
in
woman.
1967.
I
DC
see.
Comics 1939.
Doesn't look like Captain Marvel.
Because in the DC universe, there's Captain Marvel and there's the Marvel family. So there's like characters called Marvel, like that's their actual name. Like Mary, there's like the Mary Marvel.
Yeah, it's just a name.
Yeah. But then recently they lost the sort of legal battle over the name, so now it's Shazam. But yeah,
I mean, there's several Marvel named characters in Marvel as well. I mean, not just Captain Marvel, you've got Miss Marvel.
yeah. Isn't Miss Marvel Jean Grey?
Well, that's
Originally.
also a thing. There's like several versions.
Yeah.
Like, Jean Grey has been known as Miss Marvel. Like, I think that was her first name, maybe. But
Well, in the
there's also like
first X-Men.
other girls who are known as Miss Marvel. And the one that's coming up, which is in the Free Comic Book Day, or New Avengers, that's Ms. Marvel, who I don't know who she is, but she's like looks like a 12-year-old kid at the same time, and she's got some weird stretchy hands. So I have a feeling she might be one of the Fantastic's kids. Well, Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah. Well, the thing with the
Shut up
Suicide
and
Squad,
run.
the thing with the Suicide Squad is they're all villains.
Oh right, yeah.
So like, they're like
Is it still Argus?
Argus.
Argus.
I think so. It's all Amanda.
Oh yeah,
Waller,
Amanda Waller. She was in the list.
who, unlike in the Arrow show, is traditionally portrayed as being really fat.
Well, the actress that I saw that's playing Amanda Waller is skinny.
She's traditionally really fat.
Yeah. She's usually this like sort of repugnant, fat, ugly woman.
Yeah, but in serious, non-comedy movies, main characters, what iconic characters that are female and never fat. She could have been played by the woman who played Shirley in Community.
That would have been awesome.
I don't know the actress's name, but yeah.
Yeah, the only other thing
She's not fat, she's plus size. Like she's not at a beast. But
she's not
has
stick
like
thin. Like
she has a naturally larger, curvier shape.
Harley Quinn. Everyone knows Harley Quinn. And this, I reckon this is the sort of...
What kind of Harley Quinn is she going to be, do you think? I suppose for our theories, we need to establish if we think Joker is going to be the bad guy. Because the way he looks does not give the impression that he is the bad guy. He looks like a regular goon.
Yeah. See, right. If he's going to have all those tattoos, and I don't think he will, but if he does...
They wouldn't reveal that as his photo if it wasn't going to be true likeness.
There's other pictures of him where he doesn't have tattoos, like set photos and things, but
that's just not been superimposed yet.
Yeah. Also,
that'll be added in editing.
I've only seen one source for it, but someone's reported that was just a promotional image to celebrate the 75th anniversary of the Joker. But
then
I've only seen that.
Be misleading.
I know.
I don't think they. But I don't feel like
if that's the case, also all the tattoos, they're very overt sort of references to famous Joker comic book stuff. Like where it says all ha 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 on his chest on this side.
I also feel like we're not going to see that. There's not going to be scenes in the movie where he's walking around topless.
Yeah.
Like it just doesn't look in my head very Jokery.
But
very Jared Leto.
I mean, not like he does now, but
yeah.
Again, the whole comparison to Heath Ledger thing.
Yeah.
I mean, they're going to have to make it different. I don't know if it's going to be one of those things where to be different, they're going to go so different that it's almost unrecognisable.
You've seen the image, haven't you?
Yeah. What, the Home Alone picture? Yeah.
This one.
Well, it's Home Alone.
yeah, the map picture.
The map picture. I just think it's too great for parody. I loved it. I loved the Batman one, the Ben Affleck one. Do you see that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But like, I think they're going to have to do something different.
It's like I miss my mum and dad or something.
Yeah. Like, my parents are dead.
Yeah.
I reckon if they are keeping the tattoos, there's something that speaks to that in the Suicide Squad picture. If you look up close on Harley Quinn, she's got tattoos on her legs, and they're upside down from our perspective, as though she's drawn them on herself, looking down.
Really?
So perhaps she's the person that's drawn all these tattoos on the Joker, which kind of fits more, and it's sort of
so
ties them together for people who aren't familiar with the character and her relationship with Joker.
And then if he's going to be the bad guy, or what have you, then how is she going to be out to, against him as an opposing force? Surely she would run to his side.
Wow.
Or are they doing a whole thing with like chips in their brain that blow up?
That is a thing with the Suicide Squad. Like, that's like canon for them. They always have the thing, as far as I know.
Blow up your brain chip.
I'm not overly familiar with the Suicide Squad, but there was an animated movie in the Arkham universe, the video game universe, which I watched last night to prepare. And generally, it's sort of regarded as really terrible and shit because the story's pretty awful. And also, they don't have Tara Strong as Harley Quinn.
Who?
She's the one who did the voice for Harley Quinn in all the games and the more recent cartoons.
So she's the iconic voice for Harley Quinn, like Mark Hamill would be for Joker.
Yeah. So basically they have to. The Suicide Squad has to break into Arkham Asylum and steal the Riddler's cane because he's hidden something in it that Amanda Waller's after. So they all go.
And a person like Amanda Waller wouldn't be able to get that from.
Yeah. Well,
Arkham.
It's Arkham. It's Gotham City, and Batman's out trying to do stuff. And as I said, the film's generally regarded as shit. But I think this is meant to be after Arkham City.
Do we know anything about the story for this movie?
I don't think so. But I reckon they might go a similar route with this because if Joker is the bad guy in this movie,
or she breaks him out or some shit when they're trying to get the king.
Well,
because
this is what happens in the Arkham movie thing. They've been separated, and like Harley Quinn now doesn't like the Joker because the way he treats her. Generally, their relationship is that the Joker beats the shit out of her and stuff.
Yeah,
and she's so sort of blindly enamored.
It's Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah. But then there's a bit where the Joker escapes, and then she goes straight to his side. After she gets her hammer back, which is awesome.
Like in this game, Injustice.
Kind of.
Like when he's in the new future, the alternate future, and he's dead in the alternate future, and she sees him and she runs to his side, and then like towards the end of the movie she's like, I can't be with you like this. And then she kind of is working with Batman. I don't know. As long as she has, I reckon this is the character that's sort of going to make or break the DC movies. But like, aside from, because DC movies have always been just either Superman or Batman, but if they're trying to flesh out their universe, that's the most sort of recognisable character in this movie aside from the Joker. Yeah, I mean, all people are going to look at with this movie is the way that Harley Quinn's portrayed and Deadshot, just because it's Will Smith. Yeah. But you were saying about that picture with him with his helmet on being weird. It is pretty similar to him from the comics. Well, he looks like Colossus in that comic form. Yeah, with the weird metal and the red chest thing.
See, I still only know him from the Arkham games.
Yeah, that's all I know him from, aside from the TV show.
And he looks so different.
Well, I like the TV show version. I still think it's a huge mistake that the movie universe isn't working with the TV universe.
It doesn't make sense to me. They
because they can do it like Marvel's done.
Yeah,
like Daredevil is set in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Yeah, but like it's completely separate from it all and never crosses over, and it works so well anyway with its writing. The only parts that Daredevil's crossed over with the movies is
it's in New York.
When they refer to Thor's hammer and Captain America's shield, but only them, not the characters. He got his apartment on the cheap from the aftermath of the Avengers first movie. Yeah. The guy, the journalist, he has one of the things that's framed in his office when he's taken all his stuff home because he's lost his job. Spoiler. He takes it out of his box when he gets home, and it's the front page of the newspaper from after all the stuff happened in Avengers. There's one of those big flying things just dead in the street, I think, in the picture. Oh, the alien whales. Yeah. Yeah, that stuff. And that's like... That's all they need to do. Like with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., they don't need
people from Thor to show up for an episode to carry the show. Just that hint that it's still in the same universe is enough.
Yeah, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. relies heavily on, but it's supposed to.
Yeah.
Like, because it fills in the gaps between the movies. And Agent Carter was just like something a little.
That's
something
finished
extra.
now, right?
Yeah, they only did. I think it was 8 episodes.
I need to watch that.
It's good. I liked it, but I'm a big fan of the era it's set in and the actors that are in it as well. Because when I watched that, I was fresh off of Boardwalk Empire.
Right. I need to watch
the
that
character
as well.
that plays Eli in Boardwalk Empire is Agent Carter's boss. I was like,
Steve Buscemi.
no, his brother. And it had
Buscemi, I've got it.
Chad Michael Murray. And I had a huge obsession with One Tree Hill.
Right.
Just a little bit.
I don't know
I
anything
was-
about One Tree Hill, except that you like it.
The writing is so good. Like, everyone thinks it's just some like teenage drama show, which it kind of is, but the writing is really, really good. And like, it could just speak to people on like so many levels, and it's so easy to relate to in a lot of cases. At the same time, it's a teenage.
You're not just like
American
justifying it.
Well, the other two, there's Killer Croc, who looks pretty cool. Like in this picture they put up, he looks actually like he's got a skin condition, which is what the character's history is, I think, rather than him being a crocodile.
Yeah, well, that comic version just looks like a Mutant Ninja Turtles bad guy.
Yeah. There's Captain Boomerang, which we've covered, and there's El
I can't remember
Diablo.
him from the TV show.
Captain Boomerang. I think he was after they'd.
Is that Captain Australia?
Oh no! Now I remember.
He was in
yeah.
Arrow, I think.
And it was like metal boomerangs.
Yeah.
It was an arrow.
After they'd sort of brought Captain Cold into the Flash.
I think it was
Captain
when
Arsenal.
Roy. I think it was Roy's early days as Arsenal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Roy Keane.
And then there's El Diablo, who I
Palmer.
have no idea who that is, I think. His
El
first
Diablo.
appearance was in All Star Western #2.
Obviously.
And I don't know anything about that. See, there's so many. Maybe they're doing this on purpose because they've tried to do a Green Lantern movie.
Is he not Deathstroke then? Who's he playing?
He's Rick Flag,
Oh, right.
and I don't know anything about him, but
So why is Deathstroke not in that picture?
I don't know. I reckon maybe he's a competitor to whatever the Suicide Squad's doing because he's a mercenary. Maybe he's being hired by someone to do something.
Oh yeah, I guess he's not in
want to do.
the Suicide Squad.
Mm.
I liked him in.
So
I like the version of him in Arrow.
He has been in Suicide Squad.
Well, the version of him after the island, where he wasn't crying all the time.
Well, crying 'cause he wants to go back to the island.
We have to go back.
But like you said, I said
That
before,
coin.
I think the Suicide Squad is going to have to be very good for a film to drag everyone in.
Yeah.
All these characters are people that
Well,
people don't know, and
that's the kind of thing I need to see trailer because I'm not like
I
I
don't
have
know.
no urge to watch it.
Yeah.
I'm not like it's not like with Avengers where I had to see it day one, or
No.
with Ant-Man or Doctor Strange where I'm like super excited for him.
but see again, I think like Ant-Man's going to have to be really good. It looks good though, but I mean, I think everyone's going to be like,
It's going to be
Ant-Man?
amazing. It's going to be like Guardians of the Galaxy. Everyone's going to go in like, oh, what the hell, and walk in like, oh my god.
Yeah, Guardians work, but it's only going to take one bad film for it to start going downhill.
Say that.
Yeah,
You've been saying that for years.
all these years. But like it's that kind of thing of people are only going to stay interested as long as they stay good films, because most people are moderate fans. Like the comic book fans and people who've been fans for years are going to keep watching the films. Well,
And then
Daredevil proves that nothing. I mean, how long it did take Daredevil to come back? A long time.
well, there were a lot of rights problems involved
And obviously, that's
between Marvel.
until everyone forgot about that film.
Yeah, and Ben
I don't think anyone's
Affleck
forgot
really
about that.
butchered that role as well.
I think now that
I used to like that film, and then like I rewatched it years ago, and I was like, oh, why. And when it came out, I was like, yeah. But that was like on the bandwagon of all superhero films were quite new. Like after X-Men and Fantastic Four and Ghost Rider, I think.
But that's it. If they don't keep quality control on the films, then the genre's going to die.
Yeah.
But it depends who's making the films. Because
I don't.
Marvel have been pretty infallible.
They've
so
done really
far.
well so far, but
And a
so
lot.
far they've
got loads left. Like that's
yeah.
in the
But I mean,
works.
think of all the people that they've used right now, up to this point, have been people like Iron Man, the Hulk, Spider-Man. All these people.
Iron Man though, when Iron Man came out, he was like a B-level character.
Oh yeah, but he had his own. Like I say, cartoon series, for example. You know, he was big enough for that. And like me and my mate were both like, as soon as Iron Man came out, we're not really into comics or anything, but as soon as Iron Man came out, we were like, fucking yeah, Iron Man, we've got to go see that film. So I think Iron Man had enough popularity in that sense, but like Ant-Man, it's a difficult one because obviously I think they're gonna do well with it because the film looks good, the trailer looks really good, but when they start getting to the level of superheroes that I have never heard of, like most people who aren't into the Marvel universe haven't heard of, they have to tread very carefully because they don't want to kill off their genre before they start doing. I mean, like the Civil War, for example, they don't want to start.
I mean, there's so many
killing off
sides to the Marvel universe that everyone just thinks superheroes. But it's not. Most of it's not. You've got all your superhero universe. That's all your X-Men, your Avengers, all that side. But then you've got your galaxy heroes, which are like the Guardians of the Galaxy or Nova or all that kind of stuff. Then you've got your like mystical magic universe, which is Doctor Strange or a girl who is called Magic, who gets her powers from being a mutant in X-Men, but all works with magic.
But I mean, how?
And then you've got your mythological universe, which is Thor.
Yeah. But I mean, how long do you think you can keep? Like, they can keep the audience interest throughout all these different things, though.
As long as they maintain the quality
of the film.
Yeah, then really, the way I see it is Marvel's treating it like they're doing like Game of Thrones on HBO. It's them doing a series, but they're not putting it on TV. They're putting it in cinemas. Yeah.
But I mean, like, if you think about the money that's being generated from these films,
yeah,
like. But the reason, obviously, that they're attracting the big names and they're attracting the big directors and the big budgets is because they're making big money back. Now, as soon as like they start bringing in superheroes that people don't know and maybe don't quite like as much, like Ant-Man, for example, or there's a few more on the way. I can't think of.
Yeah, like the other series that they're doing for Netflix is Jessica Jones and Luke Cage. I have no idea who those people are.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like, people are going to see Marvel and they're still going to want to watch it, but like if they start the audience start tailing off, the budget starts tailing off, the quality starts tailing off, and then the genre dies. And I think
that's already happening with Gotham and how shit that TV show is.
That dig in there.
Where Marvel's already got the foothold in movies.
Yeah,
DC's got so much catching up to do with that they've sort of made their mark in TV at the moment.
Yeah.
So,
do you think they've missed the bandwagon a little bit for films? DC? I mean, obviously,
potentially that's
Batman,
where
Superman. Sure.
Everyone's going to see that just because it's the two most recognisable superheroes in the world.
Yeah.
But the stuff that's going to matter is like Suicide Squad, where there's two people who I reckon who people really know, and that's Joker and Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
If they're not done to a satisfactory standard, then like that's just going to put a big dent in DC.
Yeah, I think if they can do Suicide Squad well, they can probably then branch out. But if it's done not so well, then probably not.
I think it's an odd tactic to do their third like in this series of movies to do with such like nobody characters that no one. I mean, outside of comics that people know. Like
yeah. But But I mean, like, this is the point. It's like now, obviously, Marvel's main characters are starting to run their course. They don't want to advance the story too long because I'd imagine after. I mean, I don't know any of the story, but I imagine after a while, stuff gets really convoluted and complicated between the different characters.
Yeah.
And obviously, people want to see Iron Man and Captain America on the same side, so it's going to be difficult for them to see them as adversaries, I think. But because they're kind of like good guy characters, if that makes sense.
Also, people want to see Iron Man, not a War Machine. People want to see.
You mean
people want to see Captain America,
Iron Patriot,
not Falcon?
Are they doing a War Machine film?
I don't think so.
No.
But
there's nothing in the works.
Good.
It looks like he's going to be in the next Avengers after that one.
Yeah.
Just came out.
Yeah, that's no. I mean, there's enough of him. Like, he's a decent enough character, but he is sort of like a budget Iron Man in that sense. Like,
Yeah,
I don't know. He's a side character,
yeah.
and he feels like that when you watch him. I mean, they do write him that way, but still, like, yeah, the way that Iron Man 2 really should have been was they were both supposed to be like. A better way to write that film was it more being a War Machine versus Iron Man kind of film, and then coming together for the common enemy at the end.
Yeah.
Realistically, War Machine should be the better superhero, the more effective superhero, right? Because he's actually
No,
like military.
Iron Man makes his suits,
Yeah, but I mean,
and
so he actively makes them worse than his. Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he keeps all the good suits for himself.
You would.
The only difference is a War Machine has the military's addition is to stick like a machine gun on his shoulder.
Who's planned after Ant-Man for Marvel?
Right.
Captain America Civil War. Then
There's Deadpool first, but that's a Fox movie.
Doesn't matter.
Okay, Marvel only. Captain America Civil War.
Yeah.
Doctor Strange.
Oh yeah, Doctor Strange, of course. Oh, and there's Guardians of the Galaxy too.
Yeah, and then
Who's playing Doctor Strange?
Thor. Benedict Cumberbatch.
Well, that'll be fine. That's going to pull in the ratings, so that'll be okay.
Yeah, I've seen like fan art of how he looks.
Yeah.
It's going to be so good at that role.
Well, yeah, I know. To be fair, that he's got enough of a following as an actor that anything he's in will be successful enough.
Yeah.
So they'll be fine with that.
They're called Cumberbitches, I think. Cumberbitches.
Yeah. After Guardians of the Galaxy 2, it is Thor Ragnarok. And then Infinity War 1.
This is his
Then Black Panther.
That's going to start to struggle with Black Panther, I think, because I have no idea who he is.
Yeah, it's like that thing when we saw Avengers 2.
That they should.
And when they went to Wakanda in Africa,
the opportunity.
and I was like super excited, and I turned around to you and I was like, "You didn't know. You didn't know anything. Who the fuck are you? You see this film with me?"
Why are you here?
After Black Panther is Captain Marvel. And then the next superhero movie to come out will be Shazam, who was originally Captain Marvel.
Okay.
And then after that is Infinity War 2. Then Inhumans.
Well, I think there's something somewhere along those lines where something is getting pushed back because Spider-Man's now a thing for Marvel.
Just think that there's going to be a sense that Black Panther and
Captain
Marvel, they're going to struggle. Like, to pull in the audiences. I really think it's going to get to the point where
Black Panther's going to be a different kind of Marvel film. It's going to be very, think Prince of Persia, like a dark version, like that kind of setting.
Yeah, I guess they have that.
Like,
I mean, like, as far as superheroes
there'll be a niche there.
So we'll find the whole superheroes, all kind of genres of films. They go through phases, right? And after a while, the phase can't last. And if the bubble bursts, all these films that they've got in planning, they're going to get canned.
No.
They will?
No.
They're a big company. They can them because they think, well, it's going to cost us more money to make them, we're going to make back, so let's just can it.
No.
You say that, they will.
No. If they're not cancelling anything.
If they cancelled PT, if they cancelled anything, no, it's not help. But like, that has had obviously a guaranteed audience and that sort of thing. I mean, they put, like, a company will pull the plug on anything.
I think that's politics though. With
They'd still make
Kojima
it. They own the.
Or is it not just another, what's it called?
ARG.
ARG.
Alternate reality game. Like the I Love Bees thing with Halo
It's like
3 or Reach.
another take on being meta
Yeah.
for the sake of being meta.
Like the thing with where they're hunting down bits of that picture for Halo.
Oh, no, like how they announced. Well, what about announcing Metal Gear? The new one, Metal Gear Rising. Which was
Metal Gear 5. The Phantom Pain. There was a game from some random Swedish developer
Yeah,
called The Phantom Pain, and it was just
Moby Dick Studios.
Yeah.
And they did that video of someone in the hospital, like, limping around.
I don't remember it.
No, and then like there was
It's
this
quite a thing.
fake Twitter account made up for the head of the studio, and it was just Kojima with a blonde wig on and glasses.
PT's not cancelled.
Shelved.
Nothing's ever been cancelled. It's still there, like, it's potential.
Yeah.
But there's
I
a
mean-
huge rise in downloads and before Wednesday and last Wednesday.
That's why they did it, I bet. But I mean,
Well,
like,
it's a free download.
they're- but I mean, it generates interest though.
Yeah,
People are like,
it's
oh, shit's going to
marketing,
get pulled.
it's advertising.
But I mean,
Everyone's talking about it.
with film studios, though, it's a little bit different in the sense that they've got to pay actors, they've got to pay film crew, they've got to pay all the people to do special effects and that sort of thing. So they're not going to risk that if the movies start to not make as much money. They're going to start thinking, well, maybe we should cut people like Black Panther and Captain Marvel
No.
and focus on, the stuff like the Avengers and stuff like that's guaranteed to make money because people still like them, people still know them. Unless the Avengers do start doing the new Avengers,
Who's that?
you run that risk of.
It's General Zod.
No, there was a flying red demon.
No idea. You made it up.
No. See. That.
Oh. I have no idea. Maybe it's something from the Phantom Zone that Zod's conjured up. What the fuck? Well, okay. Thing to end on. Leaked email from the Marvel CEO to the Sony CEO about why women can't be superheroes. In movies, I think is the...
Yeah, in movies,
Yeah.
because they highly dominate the comic world.
So the guy...
No one talks about that.
He does actually... Well, this article does
Oh,
stuff like that.
okay. I haven't seen it.
So, the email, the guy lists 3 female superhero movies. 1, Elektra, and then he's got a link to the box office mojo numbers. Very bad idea, and the end result was very, very bad. Number 2, Catwoman.
Yeah, but it was poorly executed at the same time.
And
Yeah.
it's the wrong time for it.
Catwoman also poorly written,
I mean, if they were to
very
release
badly executed.
Elektra now,
Taking someone that's hot at the moment
Yeah.
and like putting it into a
That's an odd thing, isn't it? Halle Berry,
Yeah.
who was Storm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an odd crossover.
the Storm Catwoman crossover film.
No, I mean, like, she's... I'd have thought maybe they weren't
She was
that
good.
way.
She was good at Storm.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, I'd
But-
have thought she'd have been kept by Marvel. Like, it'd be in her contract, like, oh, you can't do...
It's just
I did-
that's
you can't do
X-Men, it's
DC.
not Marvel, is it?
Well, it's a Marvel property,
Sony.
though.
Yeah.
Well, and then the third example is the Supergirl movie from the 80s, which did
How can you count that? It's 80s.
$14 million total domestic with opening weekend of $5.5 million. Again, another
That's 80s money as well.
Yeah, but still, it made $14 million total in America, and it made a third of that in its first weekend. Anyway, the article then goes on to say why are they being so mean about.
Why are you being so mean?
Yeah. So here's a list of lousy, unsuccessful superhero movies starring men. The list will also use
That'll be a lot. Ghost Rider,
stuff
Ghost
from
Rider 2.
1984. Number 1, Superman 4, Quest for Peace, made $15 million, has 12% rating on Rotten Tomatoes. Batman and Robin from 1997. That's the one where Batman has rubber nipples.
Is that with
George Clooney. I think that's the one that's got Batgirl in it as well, where she finds the Batcave, and there just happens to be a female Batsuit in there, and then she shows up to Batman, and she's like,
and then she's Batgirl next movie. Just because by opportunity.
Yeah,
opportune chance. I found your cave, so now I'm Batgirl.
It's ridiculous. Number 3, Daredevil, Ben Affleck.
But again,
That's
poorly executed. That was like bad choice.
Right, the next two, I agree a little bit with the next one, which is Superman Returns, which is the one with Brandon Routh in it. He's the guy who's now Ray Palmer.
Yeah, that one should.
Basically, it was like, the way I've heard it described is because it's Bryan Singer. He left X-Men to do this.
Oh really?
Yeah, that's why when he's come back to do more X-Men, they just completely discounted the third movie because he wasn't attached to it.
Mm.
So,
well, yeah, they just rewrote the X-Men universe.
Yeah.
Technically, all the movies.
Yeah, because there is still
happened, but have happened canonically.
Yeah,
but
works around. Yeah, it's basically a love letter to the old, like the first 2 Superman movies, which were at the time incredible.
Mm.
Like the tagline in the movie posters was "You will believe man can fly," because it was so like cutting edge technology, having Superman flying on screen. No one had ever seen anything like that before. And the flying in that looks infinitely better than the flying in Powers, which looks absolutely fucking terrible.
Yeah.
So the next one is the Green Hornet movie, the Seth Rogen one.
Oh, that was terrible.
Really?
I
thought it was pretty good.
didn't like it at all.
I didn't know it had performed.
Because one, it had Seth Rogen in it. So from the start, I
not a fan.
I like Seth Rogen, but not a role for him.
I don't remember. I don't think so.
Seeing as he's not the Green Hornet.
Well, Green Hornet is like
what I took away from that film was the Green Hornet was the Asian dude that was with him.
Pretty much.
Because that's the guy who could do everything, and he couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
He could barely drive the car. So what was his role in any of it? Except, well,
he's the money man.
Yeah.
Hold on, isn't... I don't know. I don't know enough about Green Hornet.
Yeah, me either.
I thought it was
But I didn't like the film. I thought it was
stupid, funny, and see, I didn't think it was meant to be serious. I saw it as
it felt to me like it was a serious film, but
with funny bits.
Well, no, actually, it felt like it was supposed to be serious, but they were making it funny, making a comedy out of a serious film.
I don't think. I just think if anything's got Seth Rogen in it, then it's meant to be perceived as a comedy. He doesn't seem like the sort of person who put in serious things. Well, anyway, the next one is Green Lantern, which everyone tends to hate. Which I don't think was that bad. It actually follows the source material really closely.
But Ryan Reynolds isn't. He's the Ben Affleck.
I thought Ryan Reynolds
Daredevil.
was a good choice for the character as well, and he plays it sort of spot on, in my opinion.
I didn't think source material enough.
The big problem with it is, well, it's essentially what's in the film is exactly what happens in the comic that they based it on. But they made stupid decisions, like the suit was always going to be CG and his mask was always CG. There's no physical prop, so it just looked weird. Is that like Uncanny Valley sort of territory?
I think it's the same problem you get with the difference between The Hobbit and the Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings looks,
I mean, I'm not
worse but better in a sense. Like, it looks, obviously the special effects aren't quite there, but it's better because it's real. And everyone in makeup. Whereas, you know, The Hobbit comes along and there's that white orc who just looks too smooth and too clean, and everything looks too clean. And it was like that. Right, what I remember, it was a case of like everything looked weird. And it was like, because
just too many frames.
Too many frames. Yeah, it just makes you nauseous.
It was all too polished.
That's what I remember of Green Lantern.
For medieval,
also,
a Tolkien-esque. Well, it's Tolkien film, like that medieval feeling that you get from those films. Like,
that's what I mean.
It's supposed to be like gritty and uncut.
Yeah, like the Lord of the Rings were like extras.
Edged.
The battle scenes were extras. Well, I mean, obviously there was CG in there as well, but it's extras running into each other for the ones at the front.
Yeah, all those horses they killed.
For sake.
You need to see how terrible the flying is in Powers.
Do I?
Yeah. Diamond gets his powers. There's got to be a clip of this.
Is this the main guy?
Yeah.
Spoilers.
He only gets him back for like 30 seconds.
Spoilers.
That's only when Wolf escapes.
Spoilers.
Don't worry, he's dead now.
That's finished as well, isn't it?
Well,
10 episodes. Powers.
I did wonder.
Yeah.
Barry gets his powers back. Who's Barry?
It's the Flash.
Barry Allen.
Oh, okay, fuck it. Just it looks fucking stupid. Basically, no matter how close to the ground they are, they're still like
You ever
this.
had toys when you were a kid? You used to do that with them?
Yeah.
It looks like that.
Pretty much.
And like, there's a shot in one of the later episodes where one of the characters is flying in to like this. And there's like all these people outside, and she flies past them all, and she gets to like this close from the ground, and she's still like this, and she's in the most ridiculous pose, like an action figure just stuck out like this.
Yeah, you can tell that the actors had no training with wires prior to that scene.
I don't even think it was an actor on there. I think it was just a model of someone doing this. Like she's so like stiffly held in
That's
this,
the scene.
like planking in this position, and then
Made
the
one
next,
model in mind. Animated it.
But then the next shot, like, is her walking up behind these people, like immediately, even though she's just like glided past them about 30 feet, and like she's clearly from that trajectory is landing on the floor, like on her chest. And I would have to get up and then walk over 30 feet to them.
Made the best scene, she just like crashes into the floor. I haven't figured out landing yet. It's like barrel rolling through the streets.
It's a good show. It's alright. It's alright.
It's alright.
I liked it, but it does feel like a show that's trying to not be heroes at the same time as be heroes.
Yeah.
It wants the success that Heroes had.
At the start.
Yeah. And that kind of fandom. But it wants to try and differentiate itself from Heroes at the same time.
Yeah.
That's how it feels.
And they do that
watching
with
it.
flying. Badly.
Heroes had good flying.
Did it? I don't remember.
Not
Not much.
a lot of. Well, actually, no.
The one thing I really liked when they showed flying was
Nathan Petrelli landing. He like
and he's kind of like in his pajamas.
Yeah.
And he's like skidding in the ground. And then there's a
he
bit
like
after
nearly
that
falls.
where he takes off before he lands there. He like launches up into the air, and then there's like a sonic boom as he launches off. It looks really cool. I thought I've never seen that done before. It's really clever.
Like, probably rupture.
Yeah. It would tear into pieces. I just saw a thing.
So that's like a story, and he's like goes up and goes to fly away, and he's got the power of flight, but he's no more resistant. It's like explodes in like to pieces, like obliterates. And like, oh no, that's the end of that character.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, the impact of breaking through the sound barrier was
Rip
just
skin.
like brain hemorrhage.
And on that note,
On that
That was a
note,
podcast.
yes, we should do names.
That was a comic cast.
Comic cast.
comic cast, which I know nothing about comics, so I did.
We should talk.
Nothing.
We should do. Well, first off, we should watch Man of Steel because you haven't seen it, especially with Batman Superman coming up. Ed needs to look up some artists so we can talk about comics and like.
Oh yeah, I like comic artists.
Yeah.
I just don't know much about the stories. Just look at the pretty pictures, just go through and be like, ooh.
Yeah. Cut. Done.
Thanks for joining us. Next week we'll talk about
Next week.
women's condoms and are they right for you?